So apparently in Chicago, even if you are an illegal migrant, you can still get a job. Now, we are not talking about getting a job outside of Home Depot. We are not talking about getting a job at a restaurant, things under the table. No, this is not what we are talking about today. We are talking about getting a job as a police officer. Yes, you heard that right, ladies and gentlemen.
In the meantime, the feds say that an immigrant working as a police officer in Illinois, an illegal immigrant, was carrying a gun and has been in the U.S. illegally for a decade.
Now think about it. You are in this country illegally. You are not authorized to work. But somehow you were able to become a police officer, making $200,000 a year at 25 years old. Let me tell you, only in democratic-led cities you can find this level of nonsense. How you became a police officer? Your job is to enforce the law while you are here illegally. How? How do you explain this? Let me tell you. Only God knows the level of corruption, the level of incompetence happening over there in Chicago. And no wonder why Governor Pritzker, no wonder why woke Mayor Brandon Johnson don't want the National Guard over there, because they know what's going on.
Senior correspondent Mike Tobin reports on this for us live from Chicago. Hi, Mike. What a story.
Well, yeah, he's been defying the law for a decade, yet hired by a western Chicago suburb to enforce the law. The Department of Homeland Security says Radul Boyevich is from Montenegro and that he overstayed his visa back in 2015. He went through police training. In 2025, he earned over $200,000 as a Hanover Park police officer.
Now, let us ask some important questions. Number one, who hired him? Number two, who performed the background checks? Because as far as I'm concerned, even if you want to work at McDonald's, they are still going to perform background checks on you. But most importantly, how many more of these cases we have illegal migrants working in these democratic-led cities occupying high-paying jobs? Just recently, I did a video where in Ohio, the superintendent, he was an illegal migrant making $300,000 a year. Of course, he was hired by some Obama folks. It's like, bro, what is going on? And again, no wonder why these democratic-led cities, these sanctuary cities, no wonder why they do not want the National Guards to come, because they do not want law and order.
DHS says that's part of Operation Midway Blitz, the fact that Boyevich has been arrested.
It's a felony for an illegal alien to possess or own a firearm, but yet here we have an illegal alien with a firearm in the state of Illinois, as per J.B. Pritzker and those leaders. It's absolutely amazing what's going on here in Illinois.
This is what's going on. But woke Mayor Brandon Johnson wants you to believe that President Trump declared war on the people of Chicago. Dude, the people of Chicago do not even want you over there. They see how incompetent you are. They see how arrogant you are. Being incompetent is one thing. If you are incompetent but wise, you would surround yourself with people that are smart and wise and competent. But when you are incompetent and you are arrogant and your ego is to the roof, no wonder what's happening in Chicago, because this is the recipe for disaster, and this is Brandon Johnson.
A photo that ran in the Chicago Sun-Times is now going viral. A DHS source says a young man in that photo with a weapon pointed at him is Armando Garnica. The weapon looks lethal. It is not. It's a crowd control weapon. The photo was taken after a crowd turned aggressive and objects were thrown at agents. At least one agent was hit with an egg. And the source says agents were detaining Garnica's cousin. At some point, he put his hands on the agent. The U.S. attorney in the Northern District of Illinois did not charge him, though.
And you see all these illegal migrants protesting in the streets. Let me tell you, in Mexico, they cannot even protest that freely in their own country. They do not have the freedom to ask what they are asking here in a country they are breaking the law. And that's why every time I say here, America is a great country, but we have a little bit too much freedom. We have a little bit too much freedom, because for people to break the law, they come here and then now they are demanding how they should be treated. It's like, what are we talking about here? You have absolutely no say. If you came here illegally, You do not have a say on how you should be treated.
According to the Department of Homeland Security, the officer is accused of being in the country illegally after his tourist visa expired in 2015. According to state records, Bajovic has been with the police department since January and was certified by the Illinois Law Enforcement Training and Standards Board in August. Bajovic was encountered during a targeted enforcement action as part of Operation Midway Blitz. Back in February, border czar Tom Homan weighed in on arrests we'd see of non-criminals.
I've already seen the stories. Non-criminals are being arrested at a higher rate, and they're going to keep being arrested at a higher rate because we can't arrest that bad guy in the jail. We got to go to the community. When we go in the community, we're going to find the bad guy. When we find the bad guy, he's probably with others that aren't a criminal priority, but they're going to get arrested too.
Now, you find a lot of lunatic Democrats making pointless arguments, and one of them is, oh, it's not the fact that we are against these people being deported. It's how they are being treated. Then let me ask you, how do you want them to be treated? Why don't you bring some suggestions? They will not bring suggestions because the reality is they do not want to solve this issue. They want the issue to be here so they can play politics. Here's another pointless argument they bring. Under President Obama, 3 million of illegal migrants were deported. They did not treat them like that. What most people don't know. Yes, 3 million of illegal migrants were deported under Barack Obama. Before Barack Obama got to office, the border was secured, and Obama deported these people from at the border. There was no catch and release. So Obama did not have to go to the community to pick these people. No, that's what most people don't know. Obama deported them from the border. Oh, you try to come here? We're not going to catch and release you to come to this country. We're going to catch you and send you back. When Biden got to office, guess what Biden did? His first day, he signed an executive order, catch and release. We catch you trying to come to this country. We're going to release you to live with. We don't even know who you are. We don't know your intentions. We have no idea why you're here. However, it's okay. We're going to take you and catch you, and then we're going to send you a court date to give you the due process. That's why President Trump is having a hard time with all these illegal migrants, because what Biden did was so evil and unconstitutional, and that's why every time here I say we should try to see this is treason. This is purely treason. Anyway, let's carry on.
In a statement, Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said, Radule Bajovic violated our nation's laws and was living illegally in the United States for 10 years. What kind of police department gives criminal illegal aliens badges and guns? It's a felony for aliens to even possess a firearm, a so-called law enforcement officer who's actively breaking the law.
No wonder why people have no trust in government, because the government that is supposed to be here to protect you. When you see this happening within the government, you're like, wait a minute. So you failed the background check? This guy could have been an agent here to destroy this country. That means you would have missed that too. And we see this happening in the education system. We see this happening over and over. We're like, dude, what's going on? And here's the kicker. This guy, sure, they took him, they're going to deport him. Nobody gonna get fired. I guarantee you, you follow up with the story, give it a week, give it 2 weeks, nobody going to get fired, because in these democratic-led cities, there is never accountability. They never hold people accountable. And it is an insult to the intelligence of the American people. And that's why here on this channel, we are here to call out the nonsense from the Democratic Party. We are here to call out the ridiculousness, to reject the woke radical ideologies. But most importantly, we are here to uphold and promote conservative values. As always, thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, let me know what you think as I continue to bring more, but most importantly, better content, and call out the nonsense call out the BS. As always, you guys stay safe. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. And remember, God, family, country. God, family, country.